Hello students, today we will learn to generate a required delay with the help of program in 8085. After that, we will learn hexadecimal counter and decimal counter. Okay, let us start a program which is very important for AKTU exam. This question has been asked many times, okay, in the exam. The question is generate a delay of 0.4 second with the help of 8085 microprocessor. Okay, in previous video you have learned that how to generate a delay with the help of 8-bit counter, delay counter and 16-bit delay counter. Okay, the maximum delay possible with the help of 8-bit counter, you calculated that it was 1787 microsecond. Okay, nearly 1000 microsecond or 1500 microsecond you can say for learning purpose. But you have keep in mind that what the calculation you have done, in that calculation the frequency adopted was 2 megahertz of 8085. Okay, and the maximum delay possible with the help of 16-bit counter with the same frequency 2 megahertz, you calculated that it became 0.78 second. Okay, means 8 with the help of 8-bit delay counter you can produce maximum 1787 microsecond, and you can produce maximum delay 0.78 second with the help of 16-bit counter by using frequency of 2 megahertz. Okay, and in this question it is given that frequency is 2.5 megahertz, or question can be changed, frequency may be 5 megahertz. Then you have some idea about which delay counter should be used to for the solution of this question. Okay, means it is general idea that 8-bit counter delay will produce a small delay and 16-bit delay counter will produce a large delay, because the required delay in the question is 0.4 second, means it is much larger than microsecond, whatever the frequency used. Okay, then it is safeguard to use 16-bit counter, that will, if we use 2 megahertz or 2.5 megahertz, as frequency increase then time period will also be decreased. Accordingly we can judge what should be the required delay counter. Okay, but for safeguard it is recommended that you should use 16-bit delay counter program. This 16-bit delay counter program will produce a small delay also and will produce maximum delay possible, that was 0.78 second with 2 megahertz frequency. Okay, now we proceed 16-bit delay counter to solve this question. Okay, now we will start a program to write a program to generate a delay of 0.4 second if f is equals to 2.5 megahertz. Okay, now first of all calculate time period t equals to 1 upon f, that is 1 upon 2.5 megahertz 10 to the power 6, this will be 0.4 microsecond. Then we are required 0.4 second delay, then what should be the total number of time period consumed. This can be calculated from total number of t states required equals to 0.4 second required delay and the time consumed within 1t is given that 0.4 microsecond, 10 to the power minus 6. This will be equals to 1 into 10 to the power 6. We have require 1 into 10 to the power 6 number of t states to be consumed. We have to write a such program so that these number of t states can be consumed to produce this delay. Okay, we will follow the 16-bit counter delay counter. First of all, LXI BN. Okay, LXI load immediate BC register pair with required number n. Okay, DCX B. This instruction will decrement the register pair BC by 1. Okay, the decrementation process will start from register C first, and when C is equals to 0 means all 8 bits equals to 0, then decrementation will start in B register, and when these two register become 0, then our loop will be terminate. Okay, now MOV AC. This is the logic involved. How can we judge the loop? ORA B, and after that J and Z back. Look carefully. J and Z means jump on no zero. This instruction will check continuously the contents of accumulator. If the contents of accumulator is not equal to 0, then and only then this instruction will indicate to be jumped in this address. Back should be here, so that after jump the decrementation process should continue, and this will proceed. This process will continue up to the content data of A is equal to 0. Then how can we judge this status? For this we have chosen a logic, we have applied a logic. Look here, move C, the data contained in C to A. Okay, if decrementation start, then after a certain time, after some decrementation process, there will be the situation when C is equals to 0. For that, this register continuously, this instruction will transfer the contents of the contents of C register to A continuously. It move after every decrementation. The data contained in C is copied to A. Okay, and ORA means this instruction will logically OR with the contents of B and default. One operand is in default in this instruction, which is A. Means this instruction will OR the contents of accumulator A and the contents of accumulator B. Okay, now the data contained in C is stored in A, means you are ORing in this instruction, you are ORing the contents of B with the C. Okay, look carefully, you are ORing the contents of register B with the contents of register C continuously. Okay, after a situation has after a certain time, after some decrementation process, there will be a situation when C is equals to 0, means A is equals to 0. After that, decrementation will start in B. Okay, now A, after that situation, ORing of B will be A, which is 0. Okay, and the result is continuously stored in A. We know that when both the contents of B and A equals to 0, only then the result of OR will be 0. Means OR 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 means only this is the situation when the output equals to 0. This will become only and only when B is also equals to 0. Okay, because C has already decremented to 0 and which is stored in A, and this is continuously compared with the contents of B, and B is continuously decremented in this instruction, okay, in every loop. And when B is decremented to 0, only then A will be equal to 0, and only then J and Z will terminate the program. J and Z back means if this after the condition when B is equals to 0 and C equals to 0 means A equals to 0, then A will be become to 0 and jump on. No 0 means there will be no further jump. Okay, then you should know, you will calculate the number of loops run. You can calculate the number of loops will be n minus 1 times. N minus 1 times this loop will run, and in the last loop this instruction will terminate. Okay, then suppose that BC is written to a data n. Okay, then loop will run by n minus 1 time. N minus 1 time this loop will run. Okay, and in last loop will terminate in this direction. Okay, now we will calculate the total number of T states consumed to run this program. Okay, total T states equals to, now we should know the required T states consumed by each instruction, and you know that LXI n will consume 10 T. Okay, I given the all T states in previous lecture. 4 T, this will also, this is 4 T. Now this is DCX, not DCR. DCR B will consume 40. This is DCX, hence it will consume 60. Okay, ORA 40. J and Z, there are two options, 10/70. Okay, now first 10T for LXI plus n minus 1 times of loop. And what is the consumption of loop? Calculate 6 plus 4 plus 4 plus 10 when loop continues. 6, 10, 14, then 10, 24. There will be 24 T states consumed in each loop, in each closed loop. Okay, now last loop, 6 plus 4 plus 4 plus 7, 10, 14, 14 plus 7, 21. These are the T states in this program required. Okay, now first calculate. This will be 10 plus 21, 31 plus 24n minus 24 T. 31 minus 24 means 7 plus 24n. Okay, now we have calculated the number of T states required is 1 into 10 to the power 6. Okay, from after a calculation you will find n equals to 4166. Okay, 41666 in decimal. This will be in decimal radix, and this number should be written in BC register pair. But microprocessor does not write decimal number in any register, it write in binary format. Then we should know its hexadecimal equivalent. Okay, you can calculate easily. Okay, you can calculate. I give the answer. N will be equals to A to C to H. This is the number A to C to H. For calculation purpose, I can give the hint. You should know the place value of hexadecimal 16.3, 16.2 and 16 to the power 3, 16 to the power 2, 16 to the power 1 and 16 to the power 0. Now we have to write a hexadecimal counter program. It is a down counter example. We have to display FFH and continues up to 00H. And it is given that time period of 8085 is 0.5 microsecond, and if it is not given, then 100% its frequency will be also given, and then after that we can calculate T. Okay, and we have to set a 1 millisecond delay after each count. Means if displayed value is FFH, then next what will be the value, and the time between consecutive two numbers, there should be a delay of 1 millisecond. Okay, means we have to set a two delay counter. Okay, one for 1 millisecond delay between two continuous display, and second one for this hexadecimal counter. Means it should be continuous FF, then decremented and up to 0, and after this 00 the display must be displayed by FFH. This should be continued. We require two delay counter. Okay, now look, this is the program. To understand the program, we should start from this point. Let suppose that we have displayed any number between these two given numbers. Okay, now jump. This is unconditional jump instruction. There is no condition involved in here. After displayed, next instruction will be at this address next here. Okay, this instruction will decrement the containing data of B equals to by this instruction will decrement the contained data of B by 1. Let us suppose that after this instruction port display this number 00H, and after the decrement of B, which is 00 at this point, then after decrement of B it will become FFH. Okay, now MVICN means a specific value N will be stored in register C. What is the purpose of C? This is the this is for internal delay produced 1 millisecond. We also want to 1 millisecond delay between two consecutive numbers. Okay, DCRC, the contained data of C will be decremented by 1, and J and Z, this is conditional jump instruction. Jump on no 0. If there is not equal to 0, then jump to this address. Address is here. Okay, there are two loops. This is inner loop. Okay, this is inner loop, and remainings are outer loop. Okay, now first of all calculate the time T states required in inner loop. Okay, a T inner equals to, this is inner loop, DCRC and JNZ delay. Okay, now let us calculate T inner loop. DCRC will consume 4T and JNZ will consume 10T in closed loop. Okay, this loop will continue for n-1 times, and in last loop of this inner loop 4T by DCRC and JNZ will consume 7T. Okay, it will become out as 14 into n-1 plus 11T. This is the inner loop. Okay, now you have been calculated the T inner, which is 14n-1 plus 11, which will come out in 14n-3 into capital T. Capital T is the time period. Okay, these two instructions are the part of inner loop, and remaining part of this program is outer loop. This instruction will not be the part of outer loop, because this instruction will execute only one time, and when loop when there will perform a closed loop or open loop last time, means all n loops will run with the help of only these instructions from DCRB to JMP next. This instruction will only execute one time. Okay, hence this will be the time consumed in this instruction will not be used. T outer equals to time states consumed in DCRB, which is 4t plus MVICN will be 7 plus MOV AB will consume 4t plus output 10 plus JMP next 10. This will be multiplied by capital T time period. This will come out as 4 plus 7 11, 15 plus 10 25 plus 10 35t. Okay, this is the T outer. What will be the total T? T inner total T will be equals to T outer plus T inner. T inner plus T outer. Okay, T inner is 14 n minus 3. Okay, I will put T in outer bracket plus multiply by T plus 35 T. Okay, now this will be after calculation 14 nt minus 3t plus 35t will become out as 14 n plus 32 into capital T. We have calculated that T equals to 0.5 microsecond by putting the value of capital T and putting the value of required time delay. Required time delay is 1 millisecond. We can calculate n. Okay, required time delay is 1 millisecond. That is, now total T will be equals to T inner plus T outer. I have calculated total. Now total T will be equals to 14 n plus 32 into T. Okay, total T is the time which is given in question, that we have to generate a delay between two consecutive numbers equals to 1 millisecond. This will be 1 millisecond 10 to the power minus 3 second. Okay, 14 n plus 32 into capital T time period of clock. This is, I have calculated, this is 0.5 microsecond 10 to the power minus 6. After calculating this equation, we will get the required number n, this value of n will be put here for the generation of 1 millisecond time delay, and after calculating n will be equals to 140 in decimal. Okay, this is the answer.